Guys, what's up? Deluxe Menu here, showing off a new build. Now this one's going to deal with you and you alone. Iron Bear has nothing to do with this, and part of it has to do with the purple tree, just a small part of it, but it can easily be run without it. But the cool thing about the purple tree is this skill right, if I can get to it, here, big surplus. Now it may not seem like a lot, right? And I know most people hate getting out of Iron Bear, but for those who don't mind to get crazy damage, here you go. So, big surplus, the 15% bonus fire damage, that's mayhem scaling now. As you know, Fire in the Skagden does mayhem scaling. It recently got some nerfed, but it still has mayhem scaling. Now this has mayhem scaling as well. It's gonna be crazy. It's a lot of fire damage, a lot. The trick is though, you want Iron Bear to be on cooldown as long as possible. And since we're doing some in the green tree, you actually gotta exit Iron Bear to get this. Even if you just destroy Iron Bear yourself, you gotta exit it to trigger this and to trigger your action skill and anointments, I think. But what we do is, if you have guardian ranks, you just turn off topped off. You don't need it anymore. You turn it off. But anyway, let's go over the tree. We're gonna go. So the class, how about I just do this? Alright, the class mod we're using is Green Monster, right? We're gonna try to fire as long as possible. The main gun I'm using right now is the Shredder Fire because I got buffed and I love it, and it does a lot of damage, a lot. And I got mine with just regular single pellet radiation with the bipod. The bipod helps a ton. I recommend bipod over everything else, but I also have this double chain one here. It's really good for bossing. I can get out of Iron Bear and use it on a boss. Old God, you don't want this anointment really. You want other anointments, but I have 3 Old Gods. These are the only ones I got. Cloning Maddening Tracker. Why not? Big Surplus boost the grenade damage too, because Big Surplus boosts all forms of damage, every single bit. Even with your short fuse, it boosts all forms of damage. It's amazing. It's like Fire in the Skagdan +2. Like it's you get bonus. You'll see. You don't even have to run Green Monster. If you have like a Blast Master or something, go ahead and use it. I'm only using Green Monster because it seems like it's the best one for the Shredder Fire. But anyway. So yeah. Got the Shredder Fire. Radiation Old God because it's a radiation gun. Could also use fire. Because we're doing a lot of fire damage anyway. So right now we're going to be doing corrosive damage, cryo damage, radiation damage, and fire damage. 4 elements. All we're missing is shock. If this was shock instead, cryo is probably best actually. Anyway. So yeah, here's a skill tree. Fire and Skagden, get your ammo regen, get your splash damage for short fuse. Auto bear, because why not? You gotta exit anyway. Healing. Now this build doesn't have crazy survivability. Moze is kind of meh on survivability anyway, but it's still pretty good, just from grenades. The hardest content in the game is honestly the Slaughter Shaft anyway, because everybody's got a grenade launcher, and those grenades that the minis throw are crazy damage. Anyway, got this. The reason why we aren't going down in here is for some reason exiting Iron Bear gets rid of Harmonious Havoc. It's weird. I don't like it. Like, I really hate it. I need Iron Cub to be good so I could just run Iron Cub. Anyway. Here you go. We got this, and we got here. So we didn't go down here because we do want to get that big surplus. If we didn't get big surplus, we would probably get ammo regen for the Shredder Fire. But like I said, you don't even need all this if you're not using the Shredder Fire. You can easily switch to a Blast Master or a Minesweeper even and do it. But the grenades still benefit from big surplus. The big thing is just being a crackhead with big surplus. I'm just using the Green Monster because I like the Shredder Fire And Minesweeper isn't as good on the Shredder Fire because the base damage is low anyway. It's not terrible, but just not as good. So let's see. Yep. Let's go ahead and test this out. So what I do is I put nukes to drain the fuel. And as you can see, you still do quite a bit of bear damage anyway. Oh yeah, I'm running Mayhem 10 though, so I can get the speed boost. That thing just died. Dead. Dead. Who's next? Dead. Who's next? Dead. Who's next? Dead. Who's next? Dead. I'm gonna kill him. And let's see what he's at. I'm gonna let you see what he's like with just grenades. Because of Harmonious Havoc. Look at that. That's a lot. That's a lot. Not Harmonious Havoc, but Big Surplus. That's a lot. Man, that's crazy. So let's go ahead and go to the next little group, and then I'll show you what it's like on Grave Ward. Or we can go all the way to whatchamacallit, but it'd be better if I just show you on Grave Ward anyway. Alright, so gotta get that Big Surplus. I don't care if I'm hitting nothing. Just want to get as long as a cooldown as possible. Some stuff I feel like my grenades are just killing on their own, and I just can't tell. Oh, went down. It must have been a barrel or something. Yeah, Big Surplus supplementing your grenades as well as Fire the Skagged In, it's ridiculous. It's just absolutely monstrous. Anyway, let's go ahead and kill a boss here. Gonna be great for bossing as well, and you don't need to shoot your bear as much because you honestly are gonna be shooting it for that long anyway. But yeah, I personally love the green monster anyway. Like it says, you gain corrosive damage as long as you shoot, but you also gain some splash damage too. I don't exactly remember the length and stuff. I feel like it needs to be adjusted to where you don't need to shoot as long. But anyway. Oh yeah, I gotta get out. Cause yeah, I'm just not hitting crit spots. Okay, there we go. Only crit. Yeah, it's not terrible. Obviously, it could be a little better, especially if I used a fire one, or if I went to Traunt. Ugh, sorry, my nose. Since this guy only takes damage really from hitting his crit spots, but the thing about this build is you're doing damage from everything, but still really not bad, especially since I'm using Shredder Fire now. If I was using a different gun, like anything really, you can use any gun with this type of setup, and any class mod pretty much, except for like the flare. Can't really use Iron Cub because you're abusing Big Surplus. But either way, guys, check it out, mess around with it. It's a lot of damage, folks, a lot. Anyway, bye.